Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinsson-Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome back. How flexibility pays off big time. You know, it really, really does. When you are kind and flexible, life gives you perks. I promise. It's really the ultimate rewards program. And I can hear some of you saying, Sheila, come on, are you saying anything goes? You know that if you watch my videos, I'm not saying anything goes. It's very important to be able to have a voice, to advocate for yourself, to have opinions, but we don't need to do that unnecessarily so. There are some people who are so inflexible that it becomes a backlash in their lives, creating trouble and turmoil where there's a need to be any. And it reminds me of a story. Some time ago, I was working with a man. He was on his fourth marriage. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the best of my knowledge, he hadn't mentioned any enjoyable friendships that he had. He had strained relationships with all of his children. And, you know, as compassionately as I could, you know, I asked him, perhaps it's time to really take the journey inward, because the pattern has been going on for a long time. It's a lot of turmoil and upset and resentment and unforgiveness in your relationships. And he turned to me and very bluntly said, you know what, Sheila, I'm just an all or nothing kind of person. That's just who I am. It's who I'm going to be. So my response to that, and for anyone listening to this, if you're kind of positioned as an all or nothing person, usually you're going to end up with nothing at all. It's just the way it goes, because when you position yourself such an inflexible mindset, that everything is black and white, it doesn't reflect the reality of the lives that most of us are living. Most people live in varying shades of gray. I mean, people are going to mess up. They're going to show up late for dinner. People are going to have different opinions than you, different ways of doing things. And if you're constantly met with that mentality of inflexibility, it's going to make your life hard, and people will move away from you because that energy just pushes people off. I have witnessed so many beautiful stories of flexibility that serve as constant reminders to me. Stay flexible, stay kind. Life gives you perks for that. One of my friends, she had planned a trip with her sister to Italy. They had planned this 1.5 years in advance. She had no way of knowing that her sister was going to lose her job and actually take on a new job where she couldn't get the time off. I think most people would have been upset on some level. She did not skip a beat. She didn't skip a beat. She actually gave the other ticket to one of her church members who was never going to have a trip like this in her lifetime. She got her camera. She live streamed so many of her highlights to her sister, and they planned another trip for a few years out. And again, a beautiful, happy experience for her. Why? Because flexibility and kindness gives you perks, and it really does lead to more happiness in life. Another story for you. A woman was planning to go on an amazing camping trip, took off work, had the time sitting there. Her husband got sick. Okay, so what are you going to do? You got these kids, they're eager to go. No problem. Let's pop a tent in the backyard. Let's enjoy our hot dogs, our s'mores. And they had a magnificent time. Hot dogs every night, singing, all in their backyard. But who cares? Who cares? We can't go to the camping trip. We're going to bring the camping trip to us. So it's, again, I can't stress enough, flexibility flexibility and kindness leads to more joy in your life. No, this is one of my favorite stories, and I cannot stress enough, if you want to really give your life some lift, start combining the combo of flexibility, forgiveness, and humor. Okay, instant lift. I like to entertain, and a couple years ago, through a big party, I have a friend who, God bless her, these are potluck parties, and it doesn't matter if it's 20 people or if it's 70 people. She brings this little container of saltine crackers. Now, unless you're Jesus Christ and you're going to manifest loaves of bread, saltine crackers aren't going to go a very long way. So I could get upset about that. I could be frustrated. You know what? I just make sure that I purchase 4 more boxes of saltine crackers. She comes, we have a good time. I chuckle about it. I laugh about it on the inside of myself, because I know she's cheap. God knows she's cheap. Everyone knows she's cheap. Even she knows she's cheap. So what's the point in being frustrated and flexible? Let's all eat. There's plenty of food. Let's have a good time. So, I could go on and on about flexibility, but I think you get my point. My point is, look, make the trip, make this life journey. It's hard enough. There's going to be things that come up. There's curveballs, there's upsets, there's disappointment. It's enough that's going to come up and hit us. Let's make what we can as easy, as fun, as flexible as possible. I hope this video made a difference for you, and I'll see you next time.